introductions. Lipids are a diverse group of organic compounds that are essential to life, found abundantly in both plants and animals. They are characterized by their hydrophobic nature, meaning they are insoluble in water but soluble in nonpolar solvents like ether, chloroform, and benzene. Lipids also important in health and disease. Lipids play crucial roles in maintaining cellular function, energy balance, and overall health. Imbalances in lipid metabolism are linked to various health disorders, including obesity, cardiovascular disease, and metabolic syndromes. Let's watch this video to add more knowledge.
Lipids are a group of hydrophobic biomolecules that play important roles in living organisms. While the primary function of lipids is long-term energy storage, lipids are also used for protection, insulation, and lubrication. They also act as precursors for some hormones and are a key component of cell membranes. There are 4 basic groups of lipids. These are triglycerides, phospholipids, steroids, and waxes. Although these groups differ in many respects, they all have one characteristic in common. They are all insoluble in water. You may have noticed that lipids and water do not mix. For example, notice the yellow-colored oil in the beaker of water shown here? Even if we stirred this for several minutes or even several hours, the oil would still separate out from the water. This is because lipids are hydrophobic. From Latin, the prefix hydro means water, and phobic means fear of. So when you hear that lipids are hydrophobic, this basically means that water.
Palmitic acid is a common component of many animal and plant fats and oils, and it is used in various industrial applications, including the production of soaps, cosmetic, and food additives. For this compound diagram, the common name is palmitic acid, while the IUPAC name hexadecanoic acid. Functional group carboxyl group COOH, as you can see in the right of the compound. Homology series saturated fatty acids, alkanoic acids. General formula for saturated fatty acids CH3, CH2, and COOH. For palmitic acids, if N equals to 14, giving the formula CH3, CH2, 14, COOH.
So here is a physical properties of the lipid, which is a lipid may be either liquid or non-crystalline solid at room temperature. Contrary to popular belief, pure fat or oil are colorless, odorless, and tasteless. The characteristic colors, odors, and flavors associated with lipid are imparted to them by foreign substances that have been absorbed by the lipid and are soluble in them. So here is a physical properties about lipid, which is density, solubility, and melting point. So first we go for density. Lipids are less dense than water, which is it allows them to float and form layers when mixed up with the water. So next we go to solubility. The solubility of lipids are generally insoluble in water but soluble in nonpolar solvents such as chloroform, ether, and benzene. Next, we go to melting point of lipid. Melting point of lipid are very widely and depend on the degree of saturation and also change length. Saturated fatty acid have higher melting point compared to unsaturated fatty acid. So now, let's move to chemical properties of a lipid. Lipids have important chemical properties as well. They are made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atom. They are rich source of energy, providing more than double of energy of carbohydrate and protein. Additionally, lipids play a key role in a structure, hormone production, and insulation. So this is a chemical properties of a lipid, which is we can see here. We have polymerization, isomerization, and also hydrogenation. So first, let's see about polymerization. Certain lipids can polymerize under specific conditions, for example, drying oil, which is contain polyunsaturated fatty acid, and also it polymerizes to form solid film. And also, it's a property used in the paint and varnishes. So let's go and move to isomerization. Unsaturated fatty acid can undergo isomerization. changing the configuration around the double bond, for example from cis to trans, affecting the physical and nutritional properties of the fat. So lastly, we go to hydrogenation. Unsaturated fat can be hydrogenated, adding hydrogen atom to double bond, converting them into saturated fat. So this process is used in the food industry to harden the vegetable oil. So move to the benefit uses of lipid. Lipid are fatty acid compounds that perform in variety of functions in our body, such as they help with the nervous system, absorbing vitamin, and making hormone in our body. So here is a benefit uses of lipid in pharmacology. Lipid play a significant role in pharmacology due to their unique function. They work as vaccine, gene therapy, and protection of active ingredients. So here is the more detail about the benefit use of lipid in pharmacology. First, vaccine. Lipid nanoparticles are increasingly being used as carrier for mRNA in vaccine, as seen with some COVID-19 vaccine. Next, we move to gene therapy. Lipid-based carriers such as cationic lipid are used in deliver nucleic acid, which is DNA and RNA, into the cell for gene therapy application. So next, the protection of active ingredient. Lipid encapsulation can protect sensitive drug from degradation due to environmental factors such as light, oxygen, and gastric acid.
Chemical reaction. This is the first chemical reaction called as saponification. Saponification is the hydrolysis of triglycerides in the presence of a strong base, sodium hydroxide. The triglycerides react with sodium hydroxide, produce glycerol and sodium sulfate of fatty acids. So, the significance of this reaction is the basis for soup making. The sodium salts of fatty acids acts as surfactants, helping to emulsify and remove oil and grease. Next reaction is hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is the chemical breakdown of a compound due to a reaction with water. Enzymes called lipase catalyze in this reaction. This reaction is forming product glycerol and free fatty acids. The significance of this reaction is essential for digestion and metabolism of dietary fats. The products can be absorbed by cells and used for energy or reassembled into triglycerides for storage. Conclusions. Lipids are essential biomolecules found universally in living organisms, fulfilling diverse roles from energy storage to cellular structure and signaling. Their versatile functions underscore their importance in biological systems and their relevance to human health and disease. Understanding the chemical reactions of lipids, including hydrolysis, saponification, hydrogenation, oxidation, esterification, transesterification, and beta oxidation, provides insight into their biological functions and practical applications. Proper management of lipid intake and metabolism is crucial for maintaining health and preventing disease. In conclusion, lipids are indispensable molecules with multifaceted roles in biology and industry. Continued research and advancement in lipid science hold promise for developing new therapies, improving health outcomes, and creating sustainable industrial processes. That's all. Thanks for listening.